Okay, let's go. So first is very short executive summary. It's about opportunity and adoption level. First, HR industry is one of the earliest adopters of AI technology. As you see from the chart below, about 60% of the companies in HR industry already adopted to some extent AI and analytics. More of that, 80% of C-level respondents, it's a huge number, statistical, collected by Deloitte, predicted further growth in cognitive AI technologies. So we have a large adoptions now and even larger future. The adoption of AI started 10 years ago, and most of the technologies are mature, they are refined, they are ready to bring value. As opposite to research technologies, where the level of uncertainty is very high and the risks are also very high. So these are ready-to-go technologies, proven in many, many cases. Third, AI can be applied in almost any area of HR, and I'm going to stop on these areas in more detail in the next slides. But still, I and we and many of you probably meet issues with acceptance, fear, and fairness sometimes, because people question how the systems are fair, what are the results, how can we explain the results, what was the root, why there are still errors, or simply, very often people just don't understand how the technology works and they just block it. So why organizations implement AI to improve their HR? First, it's a competitive pressure. It's important to attract and develop new skills fast, involving less people in this process. Also, we want to have a good reputation, and our reputation made mostly by our employees, so we want to improve their experiences. Other major drivers are budget optimization and unbiased decision support. Briefly, AI technologies in HR can be split in 5 sections. First is everything related to hiring. Second, engaging employees. Then retaining, developing, and growing. First, hiring. I listed features and business value. Imagine huge corporation, we have a huge list of positions we need to close. And the HR department needs to somehow prioritize those. So we need a tool to predict complexity, to fill the position, as well as importance. AI helps to prioritize recruiters' attention. First, closing, strategically important, the most complex to close, as well as build appropriate expectations to the candidate. HRs can modify their behavior according to the type of a position and a complexity of a position. Second technology, look for, collect, and match CVs automatically. Not only find appropriate candidates, but they also link them to open positions in the department of interest. The HR do not spend time searching web anymore. They just evaluating the shortened lists of candidates. Also, that helps to reduce discrimination with recruiting process. Third technology goes even further. It ranks collected and maps CV to the positions based on skills and ranking of skills. The time that a recruiter spends to find on board and hire a candidate reduced 10 times. So the recruiter can be much more efficient. The first technology based on a historical knowledge about people who worked at the corporation can estimate candidates' future performance and loyalty to company. Cut number of interviews. Second area is engagement. After we hire the person, we need to keep people motivated, understand their needs. It is easy when you have 6 to 10 people, but it is impossible when there are 5,000 employees. It either requires a ton of a human attention or automation. First, automate help desk. So instead of calling admins and asking questions, companies deploy chatbot, which is available 24 hours, 7 days a week. It handles repetitive requests. Of course, there are some portion of a unique, non-typical request. This is where we need people. Now they can spend more time with a really important task, focused on them well, and the employee satisfaction grows. Engaging means understanding people. There are two ways to understand people. First, meet and talk. We know this as one-on-one. It is a well-adopted technique when you meet subordinates and you ask them questions, how everything goes, do they need anything, how they are satisfied with their job and duties, do they want any changes. You asking questions about salary and other things. But you can automate that. Analyze social network, chatters, where people are talking lively, and analyze their language, entities they are talking about, and related sentiment, so that you understand what are they thinking about and what is their attitude to those things in reality. Other important tool is questionnaire. Some fields they have strict measures, like what is your attitude 1 to 10, please choose number, and then that's easier to analyze. But very often questionnaires also have that portion of a comments or other option where you may expand your thoughts, and those things are never analyzed. AI analyze those comments again, natural language, extract entities, sentiments, relations, and after that, managers make consistent decisions related to that particular people. Also, we can identify loyal employees who seeks for the promotion because they are talking about it. Maybe they are waiting for the performance evaluation too long and they start to comply in a corporate Facebook, in a workplace. You can detect it in a second. And that's how you can retain those employees, preventing them from leaving and being dissatisfied. Retaining means smart compensation planning and automated performance evaluation. You need some measure what is the level of a compensation for that position, experience, skills level, performance evaluation. It's a lot of work. We want to avoid operational overhead. That's why we automate stuff. We can automate decision support, recommends a salary for that particular employee. AI-powered performance reviewers, they are based on NLP technology, and then they can provide some raw feedback to employees in automated regime by tracking behavior, attachment to the working tasks. Anyway, the human must participate in it and assess employee productivity, finalize and approve or disapprove AI agent conclusions. Discipline management system. They detect harassment claims, identify employees who are at risk of leaving, and also analyzing to what extent the employee applies himself toward their work. Learning paths, common the certifications or books or courses, but very, very often, first, you may be not interested in that. Second, the learning path is outdated or you know better alternatives. So there is an intent and a need to personalize the learning path, keeping it in a shape and aligning with the goals of enterprise. Here we have the AI mentor, which suggests learning recommendations tailored to job role and to open positions of enterprise and a direction of a growth, encouraging and softly pushing employee to continuously develop and grow and to align those growth with needs of a corporation. As a side product, we can track employee enrollment and the level of a skill development. The grow is all about career development. This recommender can suggest open positions which may be interest within the same enterprise so that people see areas to grow, some opportunities to find what they want and need, and they don't leave. That was a big picture about what is happening in smart HR industry. And now I'm going to talk about the real use case, which we were working on, this system for predicting of attrition risk and recommending salary level per employee. You see the simplified results in front of you. Here is a table available for manager, direct manager of people, where we have such information as a position and a name of employee, employment date, and dismissal date if the employee has left. Then we have satisfaction rate, which is computed based on a questionnaire. Then we have a record of a last performance evaluation. Then we have average monthly hours which employee spends in office or working on work-related tasks. Also, there are last promotion time, and number of accidents. Number of projects is how many projects this person has solved, as well as current salary record and recommended salary record. Columns in red are generated by AI models. Predicted attrition risk is a chance that a person will leave, and recommended salary. Here we can estimate whether his salary is fair and is the attrition risk high. The managers could make early intervention and do something if it was possible with this employee. Attrition risk predictor, 98% accuracy, precision good, recall 95%. We expected to see salary in the top of the important features, but it reside almost at the bottom, while the most important thing was satisfaction level and number of projects sold. See, people just want to be happy, the success of their work, which is the number of projects that were sold. Also, important factor is evaluation. Nobody likes to feel that they were forgotten. John Smith is working in a company for a year. He received performance evaluation and his satisfaction rate is high, and he sold a lot of projects, right? So his attrition risk is very, very low. On the contrary, Olivia already left the company actually, but we still have a record for her. The attrition risk was very, very high. This prediction was made after she left. She obviously was dissatisfied with something which was spotted too late. She hasn't got any performance evaluation. Nobody paid attention to her. Maybe that was a reason. She got 0 promotions. She was hired as a sales, then worked 2 years as a sales, and nobody asked about her. She worked hard. Her monthly average hours were higher than needed. And also, she sold a few projects. All of that ended up the high attrition risks. If we knew that in advance, we should pay more attention, do performance evaluation, increase salary, give her more opportunities so that she can sell more projects. Takeaways. AI is a powerful technology that can help HR recruit, hire, measure, compensate, and develop people. Anyways, sourcing, hiring, and managing people requires other people, requires human skills, especially in building relationships and supporting managing employees. People need people anyways. AI will not replace human HR. Instead, AI is a superpower for HR. It's a tool which makes you smarter, faster, more efficient, saves your time, saves your nerves. Anyways, wide AI adoption is slowed down by fear, rejection, and misunderstanding.